Hello and welcome to a panel discussion with the leaders of First Gen Advocates, a student organization at Penn State that is a student run and works to help support and mentor undergraduate first generation students. FGA holds personal and professional development opportunities and workshops throughout the year to help students overcome challenges and de-stress throughout the year. And they strive as an organization to be the voice of first generation students and the first gen community at Penn State. FGA is currently an org at University Park, but definitely has grown to have a greater reach across the Commonwealth. I'm joined today by current and future executive board members who are going to speak to you all a little bit about their own experiences with the student org in their current leadership roles and future leadership roles, and share with you a little bit of their vision for the future of the student org. To help kick things off, I'm going to ask the current board members and incoming member who's with us today to introduce themselves, starting with you, Carissa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carissa Romanelli. I'm a public relations major, and I'm a senior, so I'm graduating in a few weeks. I'm from Mamaroneck, New York, and I've been involved with FGA since my sophomore year of college.
Thanks, Carissa. Next, we'll go to Karime.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karime Hurtado. I'm a supply chain management major, and I have a minor in psychology and international business. I'm a third-year student right now. My hometown is East Hampton, New York, and I've been with FGA since my freshman year. So 3 years now.
Thank you, Karime. Next, we will go to Jenna.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenna Stita. I am a junior studying management information systems with a minor in international business. I'm from Rockaway, New Jersey, and I have been involved with FGA for about a year now.
Thanks, Jenna. Next up, Isabella.
Hi, everyone. My name is Isabella Brito. I am a marketing major with an international business minor. I'm a current junior, and I'm from Bernardsville, New Jersey, and I've been involved with FGA for a year.
Thanks, Isabella. And Michaela.
Hi, my name is Michaela Gregory. I'm a veterinary and biomedical science student. I'm currently a junior. I'm from a city called Beaver, right outside of Pittsburgh, PA, and this is my first year with FGA.
Thank you, and thank you all for joining me and being a part of this panel today. So for our current exec board members, I'm going to ask just a couple of you, invite a couple of you to respond. I'd like to hear a little bit more about how you came into your current position and how you feel you were able to contribute to the progress of the org this year. So we'll start first with Carissa.
So I got involved with FGA my sophomore year, which was an interesting year at Penn State just because I was here like off campus, but we were in the middle of the pandemic. So I was feeling like kind of disconnected from Penn State and just other students in general, and just kind of struggling with what I wanted to major in. So I started looking up first gen resources, and FGA popped up. So I reached out to the president at the time, Dynasty Wright, and that's kind of how I got involved. And I started as a social media director, which was like fitting because of my major, and it just gave me that type of experience, but also something I was passionate about. And then this year I took on the role as president, and like since then I just feel like the org has grown tremendously. Like since COVID, we started off just by rebranding and like restructuring the organization and working closely with the Student Success Center and partnering with student orgs. And I've just seen a lot of more awareness built at Penn State for first gen students and just trying to engage more members.
Thanks, Carissa. Isabella, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you the same question.
So I found out about FGA through Karime, who is in the Zoom with us, our vice president. She told me about the open position for a communications director, and I saw it as a great opportunity to get more involved in the organization and get more involved at Penn State. I knew that I wanted to be a part of something that could make a difference, and we were making a difference for first gen students and making their time at Penn State easier, which was really great in my opinion. I'm glad that I did get involved because over this past year, I've seen so many students realize that they're first gen students when they didn't even know beforehand. And there were so many first-gen students on campus who didn't even know about the organization. So it was just a great way to bring students together and create kind of a community. And while in my position, I definitely felt like I was able to spread awareness about the organization and our events through the social media and through newsletters. And students were just able to find out more and ultimately join the org. So overall, my time with FGA has been very rewarding.
Thank you, Isabella. And Jenna and Karime will circle back with you with some future questions, but we're going to move on just a little bit and talk about your elections and future leadership. So I know, Michaela, you've joined us today as a future leader of the org, and the org just did a little over a week ago hold the elections. So Michaela, maybe you could just tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the org this year, what inspired you to get involved and what inspired you to run for an executive board position.
Yeah, so I'll be the VP of involvement next year, which is kind of part of the new direction of structure. I first heard about FGA in class, actually. I went on a study abroad trip in the spring to Costa Rica, and we're all first generation students in the College of Agriculture. So our professor told us about FGA and really wanted us to get involved. And I finally did, and I'm glad I did because I like the group of people, and we're all very similar because we're all from somewhat of a similar background. I thought of running for an executive position because I knew it'd be a good way to get involved at University Park and connect with more students, because I've kind of had a hard time adjusting to the new place and meeting new people. But I feel like I've learned a lot this past year, and I want to share that with some of the incoming students.
Thank you, Michaela. So there are a few positions currently available on the exec board still, even follow the elections for next year. And so I'm wondering, Chris, if you could tell us a little bit about those two open, newly created positions, and maybe just give a little bit of information of how students can go about applying.
So we currently have two open positions, one VP of marketing and the other is VP of administration. VP of marketing is mainly like focusing on our website, social media, and this year was mainly the newsletter as well, but it's mainly like a communications role for the org. And the other one, administration, is a lot of focus on just finances. And at student org, we have a lot of like paperwork and ASA accounts and things like that. So we need someone to organize that and kind of be in charge for when we plan events and meetings. And those positions are available and online on our Instagram and also included in our weekly, bi-weekly newsletter. And we'll also add them to the website.
Thanks, Carissa. And I'm aware that First Gen Advocates recently launched a new leadership opportunity called the College Ambassador position. Karime, I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit about this new role, how it was developed, and how students who may be interested could go about applying.
Yes, definitely. So the College Ambassador Program is a new opportunity for students that are at or incoming to University Park. We are transitioning currently from our previous involvement committee. So this is like a step up from that, where we're adding on the ambassadors so that they serve as a liaison to their specific college that they're a part of. And this is a really exciting opportunity because we'll be able to bring in more opportunities for our members while also engaging our community at Penn State and getting more involved with all the events that are going on from the individual colleges. So it's a great opportunity. And if you're interested, please find all of this information over on our Instagram, where we have our application and just more information that goes along with that.
Thank you, Karime. I'm actually wondering, I'm wondering if you could share a little bit more about your personal experience. I know in your time as vice president, you were an integral part of developing the initial involvement committee, and these new positions of college ambassador, sort of the, jokingly, I was calling it involvement 2.0, of sort of taking it to the next level of involvement. So can you tell us a little bit about where the idea for the involvement committee came from, and how the college ambassador role will help just propel involvement for the org in the future?
Yes, definitely. So when I first joined FGA, I was able to understand that this organization's main goal was to create a sense of community for first generation students and give them support and awareness of opportunities that we have on campus. And I realized that we needed a way for our members to get more involved and participate in our organization and community, which is where the idea came from for the involvement committee. So by starting this committee, members are able just to take more part in planning events, volunteering, and gaining insight into how our organization runs. And a big part of FGA as well is engaging the community around us so that we're able to provide our members with opportunities, which is why we wanted to transition into the college ambassador program so that we can create more bonds with the colleges on campus themselves. So this is, again, a great opportunity because we're able to connect specifically with the colleges themselves and have, just more of a connection with everyone. So it's a great opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I apologize to our viewers watching this recording because I forgot to advance the slides as we were going through our questions. So just to kind of recap, so our incoming folks that were elected in our 2 open positions are provided here. We'll also share, in addition to this recording, we're sharing the slides so you can advance through them at your own pace as well. And I think that was just a repeat of this slide. So just really focusing on those 2 opportunities, the 2 exec board positions and the college ambassador opportunity, which are open and available for applicants currently. College ambassador application will be open until April 9th. And I'm forgetting off the top of my head if we had a deadline on the executive positions. I know we are trying to fill those as quickly as possible. We have a few applicants already, so it's looking like it will be kind of competitive, but please get those applications in if you can. So I would actually, I'd like to first circle back and bring you into the conversation a little bit. I would like to ask you a little bit about just how you got involved. If you could share with us how you got involved in your role, what inspired you to participate, and then maybe just a little bit about where you see the future opportunities are for FGA in the years to come.
Yeah, definitely. So as a first generation student myself, I wanted to join an organization that I could use almost as a guide and just support me throughout college with opportunities and mentorship. And Karime, who also introduced FGA to me, I learned all about the values of the organization. I was really intrigued and very interested in joining. So I took on a leadership role as secretary because I found it inspiring how others empowered the struggles as a first generation student and were able to transform them into opportunities. As secretary, I kind of kept the organization pretty organized and just kept everything intact, taking notes. And I felt like that gave me a lot of skills that I could use, whether it's in the future for my internship, whatever, just to keep myself organized as well. Being able to work with my peers in this organization kind of served as mentors to me. So it was really beneficial and helped me grow to where I am today. For the future of the organization, I would like to see a lot more growth and awareness for other first-gen students, especially since the whole idea is to make it more of a community. I think it would be important to collaborate with other organizations. And like Isabel said, there are so many first-gen students. There's over 16,000 first-gen students at Penn State, and a lot of students don't even know that they are first-gen or that there is a club that is able to support them. So I think being able to build a community is really important so other students can also be supported and guided throughout their academic years.
Thank you, Jenna. All right, Michaela, as you kind of look to your new role and joining the executive board in the next few weeks and rolling into that position, how do you think, given your experience so far with the org, what are some opportunities or how do you think that the org can continue its recruitment to help increase engagement?
I personally am really excited for the College Ambassador program. I think that'll be such a good opportunity for students, not only to join a club, but to actually be a part of the club and get more engaged and involved. As my new position suggests, I'm most excited to get more involved and be more of like a serving friendly face to the new students, because it can be hard when you don't know everybody. It's such a big new place. This will be my first leadership role at Penn State, so I'm excited to just jump in with the new executive board and see where it takes us. But I also think to increase engagement, we could gather more speakers to talk about subjects that are really confusing. Like, I did not understand the transportation or housing or anything like that when I first transitioned to University Park because I was a 2+2 student. I also think off-campus events have been really good for me and fun to kind of get out of your head and relax and make friends. But just collaborating with the other clubs to bring in more members and getting the word out there is, I think, going to be the biggest part.
Thank you, Michaela. Well, thank you all for your contributions. As we kind of move into the last segment of our panel, I just wanted to sort of wrap up by talking a little bit about ways that you all see that our audience today, the folks that are engaging in our First Gen Student Support Summit, these are individuals that many of which support First Gen students across the entirety of Penn State University. Maybe some tips for them on how to support FGA or to help encourage their students that they work with to get involved. So Carissa, I'll start with you. Again, were there any suggestions or tips you'd like to add?
I would just say like spreading the word about like our open positions, especially the college ambassador program too, I feel like is really new, and like anyone who's in any college is open to apply. So I feel like that's just a good opportunity to spread the word about. And also every year we have our First Gen celebration on November 8th. So that's usually here we do like a hub takeover, but there's celebrations like across all the campuses. So either starting your own celebration or like joining ours, I think is always a good idea. And I feel like we put our mentorship program on pause this last year just to really focus on recruitment. But when that launches, keep an eye out for that, just because I feel like mentorship is a huge value for our organization that we want to pick back up.
Thank you. Creamy, do you have any tips?
Well, I would like to add that just spreading the word about what it means, like the definition of First Gen, I think that can always help our organization in any aspect, whether it's telling your colleagues or just telling your friends. That is really beneficial because as we said, a lot of students and people in general don't really know exactly what the definition is. So even little things like that can really help us out.
Thank you. Jenna?
Sorry. I was gonna say, to add to that, like when I was like in high school, I didn't really know I was First Gen, so like my counselor was the one who told me. So I feel like if you're in that type of advisor role or something, it could really change like how someone views himself as a student, but also like provide them with resources that they can go to. Sorry to interrupt, Jenna.
Okay,
sorry. I also think you can also just be an advocate for First Gen students. You know, you might be not one of the first to go to college in your family, but you might feel really supported by people who are the first to go to their college and just need resources in general. I mean, you don't have to be a First Gen student, I think, to support FGA, and you can still be an advocate.
It's a great point. Thank you, Jenna. Isabella?
Oh, wow. Everyone already said really great points. I don't know if I can.
It's harder the later, yeah.
I think everyone, just like kind of summing up with what everyone said, I think going off of what Jenna was saying specifically, let's say someone isn't First Gen and they know people who are, or other students who might be, it's just a great way to, or it's great to always talk about the definition of what it means to be First Gen, and also to talk about the org, because you don't know if someone is kind of struggling a little bit, if they're a First Gen student, maybe not knowing how to navigate through college and finding it a little more challenging than other students. It's just a great way to, or a good idea to spread information for them to maybe get some help or some support.
Thank you. And Michaela, any other tips?
Honestly, I would say just put yourself out there and talk to your peers. I know it can be hard to talk to people you don't know, but that's the best way to make friends and make connections. And connections are such a huge thing in college. So I would say be a little bold and just go for it.
Thank you. And then for our audience as well, for those of you who are not based at University Park, but you're working with students who are transitioning to University Park, I just encourage you to think about the College Ambassador Leadership opportunity for students that are making that transition. Please encourage them to apply. I think having a built-in community such as FGA during that transition can really help those students as they learn to adapt to a new campus environment. So. Well, FGA leaders, thank you so much for your service to the organization, for your creative input, for all of your individual characteristics and skill sets that you've put into making this org strong and great. I'm looking forward to see future growth of the org. Thank you for your time today, for your feedback. Any final closing comments from any of you? All right, well, thank you to all of you who are viewing this recording. Please get involved. You can find more information and links to FGA's social media and website on the Student Success Center website at success.psu.edu or FGA's website. If you just Google FGA Penn State, it'll take you right to their website. You can follow us all on social media to stay in the loop. Thank you all. Take care and enjoy the rest of your First Gen Student Support Summit.